Geocaching is one of those hobbies that starts friendships, but what happens when a friendship that was already established gets geocaching thrown into the mix? Well, let's meet two friends who had that happen. How did the friendship begin?
Well, it started back in year 7. I walked into tutor and there was this guy playing cards.
When he was, year 7 I think it was, back in school.
And he was the only one that didn't kind of look at me in disgust. So I thought, you know what, let's see where this goes.
And he walked into tutor group and I was like, better keep an eye on that one.
So, when did geocaching enter your life?
So Michael introduced me to geocaching. It was about 2013-ish.
It was just something that I sort of discovered.
He said he'd done this hobby. It was basically a treasure hunt, and you can go around your local village and find all these hidden boxes. And I thought, this is fantastic, because I love the idea of treasure hunts.
I found a few sort of odd ones around my local area. And
unfortunately, our first one was a multi-cache, and Michael didn't know what a multi-cache was.
we sort of muddled on with it, really.
So we spent 2 or 3 attempts down at this church trying to find a geocache that wasn't actually in the place that you're supposed to be, because it was a multi-cache and not a traditional. But Michael didn't tell me that, so it was a bit of an interesting start. But after 4 attempts, we finally found it.
So what led you towards GIFF?
So both me and Michael have been making films for a number of years.
He'd come up with quite a few amateur film things we used to do. We used to make our own sort of mini versions of Doctor Who. This is going back to the early years.
We've been making lots of Doctor Who fan films and various other things like that, and comedy sketches, and we thought, you know what, let's do a comedy sketch about geocaching.
So, entering the 2014 GIFF event was a natural choice. How did that film come about?
So yeah, we heard about the festival in 2014. We'd done loads of comedy sketches. We'd written these ourselves, so we thought we'll make one, we'll sit down, we'll write one together.
We sat down in a cafe, had dinner, and was running through an idea of what we could do.
Came up with this idea about these 2 people fighting for the first to find, and it was really, really good. The script was, and then we fell out over the title.
I mean, to be fair, it was okay. I mean, I personally thought my title was slightly better.
I thought First to Find was a great title, that's what we wanted to call it, and Michael was obsessed with his title, The Woodland Hunt.
Luke being Luke, he wanted to be the front of it all, so we just slapped my bit on at the end.
And eventually, after much nagging, I just kind of went, you know what, let's just do the titles together. So we started filming it, and we did these interior sequences and stuff, and then Michael got funny about that hoodie.
And then when we shot it, I was wearing a yellow hoodie, and we went to go and film on location. On the contrary to the day when we filmed the opening bit, I was in my hoodie. On the day of filming on location, it was probably the hottest day of the year, and I insisted on redoing the beginning so I didn't have to wear my yellow hoodie.
He said it was too hot. We'd done all that preparation, all that shooting, and he was happy with the costume he was wearing, and then we got onto location. It was a hot day, and he moaned about that jumper.
But in Luke's words is, we done that, we're not redoing it, we're going to crack on. So I had to essentially soldier on through sweltering heat.
So, you apparently entered GIF 2015 off the back of that.
We did, but we couldn't agree on what we were doing.
We had problems with ideas. We sat and tried to brainstorm a number of ideas, and Michael was insistent on stealing ideas from the previous year's festivals. He was reeling them off, sort of going, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this. And we tried some of them. We did sort of try and give them some of their kudos, and Michael didn't tell me that the ideas were stolen from previous entries. So I thought, wouldn't they have picked up on that?
So at the end of it, we sort of slapped something together and kind of got there.
We were going to submit what we'd done, and then he revealed that we'd missed the deadline. So not only wasn't their original idea in the house, we didn't get a chance to submit it anyway. So we filmed some bits, and we ended up making a little film out of it later on, and got some people involved with it. But no one really saw the light. Not really saw the light of day, and it didn't sort of get put on the festival. So,
having spoken with a couple of the contributors to the unfinished film, they have their own opinions on that production.
So a little while back, I got into a thing called geocaching. I made a little video for a geocache, and someone had stolen it and put it in a video to make money. And I do not consent, and I feel quite not nice actually.
They clearly didn't know what they were doing. They heard me as an actor. I'm a reactor. When they released that footage, it completely scuppered my career.
I put it in there, I'm a reactor. You know, you show me things, like cute things, scary things.
I believe Michael's giving me the wrong bloody CV again.
Am I getting paid or what?
I even tried to do one stream one time.
Mods, can you start banning a few people here and there? Like, they're just a bit out of control. No, they're really out of control. Right, you know what? Fine. This how you want it? No, I'm off. James Radisson is offline.
Now all I'm known as is that actor bloke. All because that disastrous geocaching film.
We then spoke to another individual who was never involved in the film, but whose life has been changed by geocaching.
Hello. Now, ever since this hobby was introduced back in 2000, I've had no end of disruption from geocachers trying to log me. It got worse when a video emerged on YouTube about somebody claiming that I invented geocaching. It was apparently supposed to be a parody name plucked out of thin air. But it's fair to say that I have been pestered ever since. Hello?
Where do I write?
I beg your pardon?
You know, for the log.
Oh, for goodness sake. No. Will you just clear off, please? Now go! Go on, clear off, please. Go! It's been a constant nuisance, and I've even moved house multiple times, and I don't know how they keep finding me.
We at this point, we'd started becoming a little fractious about who had the sort of creative liberties over creating content.
Yeah, he didn't like the way that we'd written it. I didn't like the way that he'd plagiarised all these ideas, and yeah, it just ended on a sour note.
So after that, we sort of parted ways, separated, and became sort of doing our own things more independently.
He stormed off, said never wants to work with me ever again. Geocaching is done. Ruined the hobby for him. He was very dramatic about it, I'll be honest. I thought that was the end of that, which was a shame.
Like a lot of geocaching stories, you never truly let the hobby go, and in 2020 it returned back into Luke's life.
I met my girlfriend Jordan, and during the tail end of those lockdowns, she suggested we do some outside activity, and she had got into geocaching not long before, and I thought, oh great, I used to do that. I needed a new geocaching partner, one that wouldn't storm off like a child.
I thought it would be a good idea to try something that Luke said that he used to do with Michael. I mean, they were just acting like children. They were 26-year-old men and they were just acting like children. I thought, let's get them back together, let's see what happens.
It was Luke's girlfriend who messaged me out of the blue and asked would I like to go geocaching again. And she was really nice about it, really polite about it, and I thought, you know what, it's been a while, I'll give it a go and I'll try and make amends with it.
And how did that all go?
It was a disaster.
We thought, let's go out for this walk, and we went round the local quarry, and Michael fell over.
But I am convinced that Luke tripped me up. He says he didn't, he says I fell, but I'm damn certain he tripped me over.
If he says he was pushed, he wasn't pushed. There was a small little gap in the floor. He put his foot in it and literally fell over and twisted his ankle. And then we hobbled around for a bit.
And then he just started popping off at Luke, thinking he pushed him.
He claims he didn't. He says that I tripped, but I'm convinced that he tripped me over on purpose.
I was like, you know what? This is why it didn't work in the first place. And then he stormed off. Well, I say stormed off. He hobbled off.
I got up. I hobbled back to my place, and then didn't hear back from him at all.
Wasn't the best kind of endings to the attempt at reigniting a friendship, I suppose, but.
So, here we are in 2025, and we've managed to convince Luke and Michael to sit and talk things out at last.
Alright.
Yeah, I think so.
So, have you guys been able to make amends?
Yeah, I think so. Don't you?
Right. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I should think so. We can work something out.
Done any geocaching recently?
Yeah, I'm up to 300 now.
Mate, do you mind putting your phone away? We are in the middle of an interview.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was up to 300. How many have you got?
400.
I bet most of those are adventure labs. Because you know
They
just...
still count, you know.
Yes, they may count, but they just bulk your count up. With one main adventure with several different little points of interest. I've been doing 300 individual ones.
Mm. Did you find any of them?
Yes, I found all of them, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Any of the multis? Multis aren't really your thing, are they?
No, multis were not my thing.
4
But
attempts. Was it 4 attempts? It was 4 attempts, wasn't it?
No, I think it was 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Done any filming lately?
Oh yeah. We've got some good films coming out. A new big documentary that we're putting out for the festival. It's going to be great. I think it's been really good.
Any ideas stolen from other people?
Yeah, well,
Titles stolen?
Oh, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you, Mr. Woodland Hunt?
Perhaps some things can't be repaired, but one thing that is certain is that geocaching starts friendships.
I was tripped, right?
No,
I was
right,
clearly
look,
tripped.
You weren't tripped. You
Oh.
fell over yourself. I didn't push you.
You would be all over that.
But perhaps doesn't always keep them together.